if we just let you take that. It's going to make our game difficult. So we'll have to see, man. We've only got 2 games left to go, and it's looking like anyone in top 10 could walk away trios champions. For now, though, we're going back with Sancho West and Charger for game number 10 of the finals here in EU.
This is it. This is what we're talking about. Last 2 games here of the set. This is getting into bonus time for the day. As we mentioned, 8 games are going to be played today, and over hundreds of thousands of dollars will be awarded. Shayo, you've been calling some amazing matches so far, but we're not done yet, brother.
Hey, we were just at the starting course for now, Sancho. We got a lot more still to do. And what I'm looking at right now is an even closer game that's just changing hands every single time. We'll do what we did before, Sancho, in the last one and set the stakes up. Right now, Kiriachi Stormy Toos off a win, looking good. But this is where the cursed energy starts to form. Will things change within the last 2 games? Will people stop their uncontested reign over at Sludgy Swamp? It might just be because Astro's landing way too close.
Hey, it has to be all the hairs in the back of your neck have to stand up if you're a Kiriachi fans out there. But hey, I'm beyond second win. I know all of these people are beyond their second win as well. We're all running on fumes, and I'm going to try to find a way to find the 3rd or 4th, 5th win, because this is what it talks about right now. We got to operate on fumes. You got to ride your way to the finish line. 2 more games left, and hey, we've been seeing some adjustments come out, but Shayo, the championship pedigree of this lobby, we're seeing that so many people are in striking distance. Seti, Kemi, and Tika is going to be one of those, and Nebs, Pink, and Stompy here. Look at this. They're proving it true, and they're gifted a llama here. This is going to be huge for them. Big time.
Yeah, this is going to be a very nice advantage in terms of saving time on their path. And you mentioned Seti, Kemi, Teak. Most impressive team, I think, in the region out of that last game, other than Kiriachi, of course, but that insane run back from low ground. These guys were 8th coming into that game. They had a rough day overall, but off of that one, 7 elims, 3rd place. They survived the terror for long enough to be able to get a lot of placement points from Kiriachi and Janice on the high ground pressure. Now they're in the top 3, about 25 points away from Kiriachi all the way in first. It is nuts. And season 4 is kind of when we saw, you know, this stuff taking forward. It feels like it's just yesterday for both of us, Sancho, but so many seasons passed past that, right? They've had trouble in terms of their spot, their split, some teams bullying them in previous seasons. Now, finally, everything's working, and they have 2 more games they have to push through with.
We're doing right now the parade of the storylines that are here in the top 3, but we're seeing the top 5 in a little bit of a situation here. One of the Clement's trio mates goes down, gets knocked out there in Misty Meadows. We had a great highlight package showing you what's happening there on their rotation, so we have to see if that's not working out for them, what's happened there in Misty Meadows.
Yeah, that's exactly what Levin and Reese were touching on about 3 games ago. They were basically the team that 4 different trios focused on. Right now, Intellect Next Squeeze were one of the last ones to take a bite. This time, the first to arrive at the meal. Floki, the Siptos duo style will take out 1 more, but it's not going to be enough. Down to Floki to save this team's chances at getting crucial points towards the back half of the competition in this game. Yes, Clement's card and an inflatable to run with. But you know what happens to cattle inside fences? They get trapped, and that might be the 1 second differential.
Wow.
That saves Floki or ruins his chances to survive. There's another trio flying in. It's Teach Champs. They've been looking for the 3rd party onto the Siptos the entire time, too. But that trio's vanished. It'll be Andalex taking the damage on this crazy Misty breakdown on the south side of the map.
Yeah, Queasy's there right too. I know Floki has 1 more day to keep on fighting for this French trio here. They've been moving up the board right now, and they're gonna find a wrong time to hit an obstacle course. But this is it, 2 more games. Oh no! Breaking of the glass from the backside. He's gonna have to keep on trucking, baby, because you're here in the FNCS and you got 2 more games to work with. The same could be said for Tayson, Reason, and Vino.
Yeah, we just moved from Floki to Tayson, and these guys were in 1st and 3rd, and then Seti and Kiriachi kind of took over. So now Vino, Tayson, Reason, they're going to be down in 4th with Floki. Both teams looking to just clap back and get all the way up there, as many points as possible, landing over, getting their loot. They're looking good for now, but we know the mistakes for Tayson, Vino, and Reason come through towards the end of the game, right? The boxes they choose to dive in with sometimes bite off a little bit more than they can chew. That's what happened last game. Their mid game should be fine. We'll see what they can do next.
Noah Riley picking up the Zest and trio again. We're seeing that adjustment being made. I wonder if Tayson, Vino, and Reason are making the adjustment of not being so aggressive with the rotations. Yes, Storm Surge has been a factor for them this season, but considering that they're still there in Believer Beach, You mean they're slowing down. They're like, okay, let's be a little bit more conservative, and maybe we can find a Storm Surge along these rotations. But right now, Floki is just all for you just to get to that top 25, get those 5 placement points, just to keep on moving.
I get Clement back up so they can play a game as a duo at least. Zone is far away and moving though, and I think that orange
get lunch
arrow
for a year
trio.
here? No, lunch for a year?
No,
here?
no.
I gotta try. Maybe a snack. Give me a snack.
I think the issue here is this orange arrow trio knows exactly what's going down.
Yes.
And it is T-Chips. They saw that Floki was running away with an Inflatable as a solo, so they're probably going to wait out here for him to maybe make a move on this reboot. But Floki, experienced veteran, he knows the breakdown. He's usually the one in previous seasons doing what Artskill's doing right now, so he's not going to fall for the trap. He'll wait till even the zone comes in and possibly go for that reboot.
Floki just gonna brace as much as possible. 2 games right here. 2 games is all are left. And Floki, all eyes are on Floki at the moment. 3 trios are already out of this match, and Floki does not want to be the 4th.
As he hides out, big shout outs to Pink Nebs and Stompy in that last game. 15th place overall. Coming through. And 6 eliminations. That's insane. The pressure they took and kind of survived so many different fights. They picked up 1 or 2 elims from. So it'll be cool to see what they can do this game.
And to give you an idea, you know, the top of the board, their average points is about 20 points or so. So that's about half of their production, considering that they went down so early. So, hey, there's different avenues to keep up your pace. And definitely through the elims, box fighting, taking out those scavenger routes is one of them. And it's already seen, hey, Aqua's already going to be a box fighter now. They switched over. They had conservative rotation, storm stags. Now they flipped the switch and they're into box fighting mode. And Tayson right now is the meat of the sandwich that he does not want to be here for the moment. Rotary is rolling on through. Reason now is going to collide with them up there. So this is going to be a scary situation here for Tayson, Vino, and Reason fans. And they're trying to hope that their trio can make a comeback.
Study Kamitik, 227 points. Vino, Tayson, Reason, 226. And Floki, who's last alive, 225. So 3 points separating these 3 trios, neck and neck, looking to be inside the top 3. All essentially tied. I know that Floki is just biding his time until things are over. So it's really between Study Kamitik and then this trio on screen.
They have to. Do you think about taking this car out of here? But we've been seeing so many vehicles just getting beamed and getting destroyed. So right now they're going to sit on top of it. This is Rotary's vehicle that brought into the scrum here. But like I mentioned, man, you see Tayson going conservative. You're seeing a lot of the top of the board being conservative here. So Reason, Vino, and Tayson, we already saw them loot up reliever beats properly. So they have firepower. They have some resources. And luckily, maybe that right there could be that lifeline that they need here to hold on in game 11.
Might be enough, but you see the passive angles every team is taking, focusing on twos for a second. They're the ones really dropping these double-digit elim games. Wow. Getting those top 10s too. We saw a stat 2 games ago. I think every single game we're getting more news about this trio. He got 3 reboot down. There we go, Floki. How many meds are there though? Is this Lazy Lake?
Yep.
He's doing anything he can. Remember, 3rd place on the line. They're essentially tied for it right now with Steady Kemi and Teague.
Oh my God, they're back again, man. They're here to fight. It's a little bit of a taste of the NA West. If you've never watched an NA West broadcast, they have the most reboots in the region. So I guess my luck is kind of waning off, and then Deceptos, Clement, Floki are benefiting here. But yeah, you're seeing that the top of the board is making their moves. They're being conservative, but Floki, Deceptos, Clement, that is not them right now. They are being aggro. They're being very aggressive, and they're skyrocketing up their leaderboard, like I mentioned. They were about 10th place here. Now they're making a move.
I just realized, I thought that he didn't have Deceptos' card. This is a full trio.
Yeah.
That's up.
They're good. They're good. They're okay. I mean, this is only going to be a couple of tick storms, so it's going to be really good. They're going to eat it up. You know, they're going to enjoy the basking glow, that purple vibes right now, because, hey, that's what you got to do. Because, again, being on top, hey, championship, sure, that'd be great to have, but thousands and thousands of dollars are on the line for all the people in the top 5. So for them to stay within that top 5 is going to be crucial. So that reboot right there could be worth a couple of zeros, my friend.
I mean, we saw in terms of getting VRs from reboots, Savage's team was the first to do it in EU, if I'm correct. We'll get the back end to check on that, but that was one of the stats that flew over just a few games ago. So if Floki could do it in this fashion, it's not just a random reboot off a fight. This is like pure instinct survival, and they're still in this game. That is too crazy for me to even fathom. Moving on past that too, it's too much.
It's been a crazy day. Again, a lot of first 8 games in one day for the FNCS, but we've been seeing highlight after highlight after highlight. We thinking, okay, that's the top play of the day, but not too fast. Another top play comes in, but this is going to be the top moment right now. Save It, who is right now just trying to just regain their footing here. And they compare a couple of games, they could definitely get themselves in the top 10. But when you see a trio like that, you do not want to be near them. And that is why Aqua Vidil, yeah, sure, we're always on hype, but they don't want any part of that business. But Karma wants some of this business, and Vino goes down. Oh no, Vino, the canary in the coal mine, goes down early here and gets a surprise attack. Now Reason, Tayson are in trouble. Game 11 here on the ropes. They're wheeling here. They're knocked out on their feet. Reason with 150 HP. Tayson, the 3-time FNCS champion with no shield here. He's getting pushed. Aqua is there, and so that's going to be the ability to slow down that push as Tayson's going to try to sneak out the back door. So Aqua may have just helped that out situation and allow Reason and Tayson to regain their footing and shake off those cobwebs.
Still one person fully eliminated. The card not that easy to approach and retrieve. I think Tayson might have done it for the backside. It seems like Boney Burbs is the biggest obstacle in this trio's way every single game when it's natural low ground. They're up against another team, or it is a central type zone. They're making mistakes on one wall that's costing them hundreds of points sometimes. The potential this trio has when they pop off late game, when they have everything working out, when Tayson has a purple pump, it just does not live up to its potential because of these slight, silly little mistakes. And now they look for a way to clap back. It's not going to be possible for this reboot to come through. There's way too many teams here. It'll be tough.
Okay, Vino was having a lot of solo impact points. Yes, he got elimination placements, but Tayson was leading the charge of eliminations. Reason as well was getting a lot of placements, so it's okay if they're operating as a duo. They just have to be careful as they navigate, and Storm Surge will be a problem for them considering that they went conservative this time around. They did take a couple of box fights, but still, that will be the concern going forward if you are a Tayson and Reason and Vino fan.
Listen, at this point, the last 2 games, it'll be the VRs that make the difference in a majority of these top 5, top 10 teams, right? And with 2 players, Sancho, at this point, especially with the way that Reason and Tayson play, I don't think those 2 can get the victory royale alone.
And who has VRs? You're looking at a trio right here that has them. They got a couple, they got 1 VR. Tayson's trio does not have a VR. So far that's in the top 3 that has 2 VRs. It is Pink, Nebs, and Stompy.
Pink, Nebs, Stompy, I think one of the biggest reasons they get to stay all the way this high in the board, even if they go out a little bit earlier, make those mistakes. 2 VRs earlier in the competition, and then these elims they have consistently every single game. What I'm liking, though, is that they're always setting themselves up to be either alive as a team or going down as a team. There's never these instances like what's happening with Tayson, what's happening with Hadi, that one player's down and they all survive. Every game plan they have is do or get done, no matter what side of the zone it is. And I'm liking that. That's how you stay ahead of the competition. That's how you get consistency. Even in 15th place, they can all be alive to spray and get elims.
Yeah, bottom line, you ride together, get lobby together. That's the way they roll. Height, Aqua, taking on some elims there, and Boney Burbs. It's another 2 points for that trio as they're trying to get back into the top 3. They've been there almost the entire finals. And this is where they've been the surprise right here. Every time, Shayo drop spots, social media, everyone on the Reddits and whatnot, they see the drop spot. If they see 2 trio names, automatically not going to do well. But Neb, Stompy, and Pink, they're showing it that it can be done. And it's very successful. And what's a how? Very smart disengages and very smart secondary game plans, picking on those landmark trios.
Yeah, coming out of the semifinals too, not even a qual round. This team was looking kind of rocky at the start of the season.
Yep.
Now everything just kind of seems like, hey, they should be running EU or have been for a long time. Everything just seems perfect. They're kind of like the counter stratters to everyone else's aggression or passivity at different points in the game. I just love the way they adapt to every single situation, and they're going to continue to do so. Corny complex field. They're not slowing down their push, even at the risk of people hiding inside the bushes. Forza and NLX X Squeeze will be their partners in crime, it looks like, for a certain amount of time as the zones start to get a little bit smaller. But all around the
Wow.
map, there are
Wow.
relationships between top teams. Floki, Trulex, side by side.
They're not even supposed to be here, dude. They're not even supposed to be here. And if you would have never known that they were not, you'd be like, wow, okay, they got 200 HP. They're looking really good. They're looking really strong. Yeah, the materials are lacking, so they're going to be very active looking for that refresher. But still, what a clutch situation, and they crossed that threshold for placement. 5 placement points right there. So what a great clutch by Floki.
So what are the goals for these teams too, including Floki's teams, right? So you see the loot right now in the map counts. You're right on the ball there, Sancho. They're in the game, but I don't feel like they're ready to play just yet. They need a siphon. They need something, right? They don't even need to reach 9th zone just yet. Their first goal, their immediate mission right now is to find some type of elimination, some type of loot somewhere.
They don't even have mobility, dude. They don't have it.
They got a fishing rod, right?
Okay, there's no water. No water. If I see a fishing place, no way.
I don't even. I'm trying to think of anything.
You know what?
That's just one, right? That's for them.
Like legit, if they could fish loot, they totally can. They could throw it out there and just bring it to them.
That takes
it's
too
risky.
long.
Yeah, I know. They got rid of the harpoon, but still, dude, when there's nothing available for them, you gotta throw everything at it, and maybe it might stick.
For Kiriachi here right now too, not going to be funny fishy plays they need to make. They need to get serious. They need to get serious. For me, their goal, 9th zone. Stay alive till there. Their game plan in terms of how they move, how they stay together, will get them eliminations. They'll get lots of points making it to that point of the game, but they need to make it to the 9th zone with all 3 alive. That is their goal. Looking at right behind them, Pink, Nebs, Stompy, very similar. Any team that's kind of in the top 3 right now need to survive all the way towards the very end. They need to make a big lead coming to that last game, or things can still be up to chance. You do not want to do that if you are looking to win FNCS. As we saw it last season, when it was all close by, every team had a chance. That game got very scary.
Chances are what you may have to take to get into the last dance to be able to win the championship. Kirachi just storming right, so fundamentally sound throughout the entire weekend. And this is it. Revsguard gets a knock on surprise here. So that has been a trio that slipped out of the top 3. It's just showing you how difficult it can be. And they've been slipping out of the top 10. A lot of early falls, but still, let's keep focusing on the renaissance of this Russian trio. We need some old names in the EAU region, especially Kirachi here. When you have a fan now, and I mentioned old names, it's Aqua getting pressured by 7 Tor.
Taste and Reason trying to clamp down on it too, because they need loot. They're operating as a duo. Need to be just bolstered all the way up towards the top with items, with mobility, with refreshes of materials. Aqua once again inside the 4th, 5th zone. Mistakes happening. One trio member going down. This time it's the leader. Unfortunately, that might hinder their performances in this game. Lots of views to be taken right now, and are in smaller walls. Aqua taken out. No way.
I am so shocked right there. We saw Aqua on the back foot, but you kind of talked about it. 90 below here. Reason, Vino, and Tayson. Reason and Tayson operating as a duo. They're going to kind of delay this glide here. They're going to see if they could catch someone trying to push it through, and they might catch another strong duo. The barrel stuff is through. They catch Vidil. Actually, that was Vidil getting pressure from the other side. Vidil, Noah Riley have been knocked and eliminated. They are gone. The Reason and Tayson pressure caused so much of a ruckus.
And it's all action on all sides. Pink down as well. Stompy taken away in the feed. So lots of different teams all the way towards the top are toppling now. Pink, Nebs, and Stompy eliminated by Mappy and Exterios.
Oh, it's happening again, Shayo. The top 3 tend to go down when we're getting closer and closer to the final frames. It's happened in the qualifiers. It's happened in the semifinals.
There is one team that's an outlier on your screen. Kiriachi, Toos, and Stormy Right. Turtling, hidden, passive. They do not want to have any say in any fight right now. Let the action come to them. Bring the party to us, they say. They're waiting for the zone, and yes, it does clamp on them, and now they make a rise straight towards the top. They're looking for height. They're looking for control in this game. Will this be a fatal error? Because remember, Sancho, before, they win games from just letting height do their thing first. They might be overstepping here. They got to be careful.
Right, last time they had height, it was back there in the log jam. They stayed there for a long time, and they were trying to hold on to it. Before you know it, so many people started gliding over. It has happened time and time again, and this would be the worst time to happen to them. So they might be playing better, just letting everybody walk over them, because it's all about placements for them. You keep going, you still vibing, you keep surviving, and you will be on top of the board going into game 12.
I like it though. So what they basically ended up doing is keeping the same theme, but turning the game plan on their head. So what they do usually is that people walk over them, like Stalter just said, let people go around. This time they let everyone go under, undisturbed. They put so much space in between them. Look at this. Aware, Floki, Arian, Siberia, they all have to deal with each other. Teak, he has an opening to just shoot at Mr. Savage. No one's going to be looking up top on height. The Siptos is going down too, so this is very good for Kiriachi and company to just steal away this entire lead. These guys are masterminds, just staying hidden at the best point in the whole server.
Also, in the shadows, in the low ground, it is Cam in the top 3. If they could get a victory royale that's been escaping them, they've been getting the consistent placements, but that would be a big-time momentum going into game 12. And now that the momentum's not on their side and you hear Storm Surge, it's a looming, it's a coming, and right now they're in the first moving. They're on the front side here. This duo is definitely going to have to find a refresher. They're going to need it right now because their light is slowly dwindling.
Gonna be in 4th place. Only 2 teammates have to make the move. They have a little bit of zone position so they can take their time. Just dealing with Storm Surge right now. They need to get some damage down. 13 people need to go before that 7th zone closes in.
Nothing.
First target. Rifle save it. But yeah, nada. No shots. Where will they look? Down below. It's fully built. Up above, if they edit, they might get shot. This is a troubling puzzle, but it might be Janice who has a solution for it. Doesn't matter. We tune in to the bigger picture. Kiriachi up top. Look at it. They're looking for complete control. Tayson flies by. They have height. They might just win EU and get ahead in this game alone. Kiriachi cannot find Arian, and he goes straight for the dive. But look, Stormy, he stops Koro from taking that high ground again. They've blocked one retake, but they're going to have to do it so many times. It's just the 6th zone.
You gotta watch out. Usually Queasy kind of sends a kind of distraction up there, and the other trio kind of cranks up there, but that distraction may be a little too early for what they wanted to do. Yeah, there it is. Queasy Trilix, the distraction was there. Jerky Trilix are taking it. Stormy right, he's losing height. He got his shield cracked, and right now Kiriachi is doing what he can to get up to his trio mates. Is doing what he can to get up to his trio mates to help out, to give him back up, but Stormy right gets knocked, and now it's up to Kiriachi and Toos. The destruction play has been so strong all weekend, and the defending FNCS champions here as Tayson takes out Hen, and Tayson is gone, eliminated, lobbied.
Every single trio spinning and clashing against each other. The sparks fly. Kiriachi, his momentum still going strong. Needs a little bit more torque, though, to get out of this situation. Still on the zone. One flopper and a pad in play. Juice is all the way ahead. It's a solo game now. Player one's player own. He's still pushing all the way up on 2nd height. 2 HP. Base Queasy down to his own lair, but he has to get away inside that zone. That's enough, Kiriachi. Put a lid on it. Try to let Juice clutch up. 1 HP on the storm line. No match. And that's where they stop. 1 elimination and just a little bit of placement. There's still a big chance for anyone to clap back and catch up. It's 4-7 torn Siberia who try to take that chance with a new high ground wave.
I don't want to see Cammy setting Teak in this low ground here. So yes, people from the bottom of the board, in the middle of the board right here, like Janice here, going for the med kit play. Now he's going to have opportunity to hit someone from the backside. And we see Savage right there in the low ground too. Janice here, a solo FNCS champion, is going to try to clutch. And this is a big moment for their run. If they could get a decent points, that's going to set them up for that striking distance game 12 here. It's the FNCS EU, and 4ZR closes out that story with a blast.
4ZR within. Alexa squeezes 8th place, 2 away from where Janice just was. Future Sapphic default, though, they're not done. They fell down to 10th place, and they want to come back all the way towards the top 5. Trippern taking out the trio. Now Fractured, Needlecrats, and Hottie will have to operate alone. That's where things get kind of tricky inside that 9th zone. We'll see what they do. Have that SMG to use. It's purple. It'll do a lot of damage. The first pump shot will not be that big of a hit, though. Up against Savage's walls. Tricky fight, blocks one shot, goes for another, but no! Silence before he can speak! Needlecrats gets taken down.
Wow, Savage right now is putting on a show, but Hottie is still up, and when Hottie occupies a space, but Sapphic from the high ground is putting the pressure, and this is another appearance from Sapphic Default and Pudrick there, putting on the brakes on everyone down below, but Andalix them as well, and Dretta gets knocked out of nowhere. Ref scarred, yes! Savage refs card. They are doing their thing, but I gotta say, Andalex and Squeeze in a 2v3 battle between Patrick Default and Sapik. This is gonna be another victory out for them for Savage and Patrick.
Every time they have height, they don't lose. X-Squeeze and Alex. This is a battle to see who's going to be higher in top 5. He has a backside entrance to the zone. Lands a few shots on the Sapphic. Not enough to actually get things going. And Alex, he's taking lots of Storm 2. X-Squeeze down. 1v2. We've seen Andalex do it before. Faded by the Siphon. Expert movement from Default for another victory royale for the Cyber Legacy-centric trio.
That is a huge development right there for Game 11 to get the second victory royale, considering that they were coming into this match and 10th place here. And like I mentioned, a lot of zeros is on the line as well. So that's going to put them closer and closer to that top 5 and that big prize money in the top 3, and maybe ultimately closer to that. Sio, we got one more.
Yeah,
we got one more, my friend.
EU. Everyone was kind of slurping on the top 5 in that game. They got taken out immediately, and then it was up to 10th, 8th, 7th,